Morning, everybody. Alright, if we left off last night, we need to get back to the ship. All sorts of stuff to do at the ship. It's a bedhead morning, everybody. Bedhead, bedbeard, waking up. I think everything we have to do is back at the ship. Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie, this schedule is for the birds. I would much prefer a different schedule. But thus is the life of an animal owner with lots of animals. Specifically, cats. The chickens are self-sufficient. I mean, they stay in the chicken coop area. You feed them a few times a day. Let them out, run around the yard from time to time. But the cats go everywhere. And I would prefer to keep the cat versus car incidents to a minimum in the future. So, bringing the male cats in is a necessity. But I'll tell you what, it's rough only doing like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night and then taking naps throughout the day. I would love like an 8 hours worth of sleep. Would be nice. Now, why is the dock suddenly unexplored? That's got to be a bug. Because we totally cleared the docks on our way in.
I always have a backup plan.
Oh, we still never figured out this, did we? Anyway, let's go to our ship. We gotta go back to the voyage. Oh, this is why. Oh, Heinrichs is back. A familiar figure turns to you. Heinrich von Kalox, interrogator of the Ordo's owner. He bows his head respectfully. Lord Captain. Honored interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Wersarian. I'm not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. Alright, pleased to see you again, Heinrichs. I'm glad to hear that my presence aboard your ship did not leave you with an unpleasant memory. I hope your disposition won't change once I've explained the reason for my visit. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Riken Minoris. I also received information from my agents regarding the movement and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the Coronis Expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius is to take on board the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. Adira's whisper is very audible. All I get from it is that ridding ourselves of this snitch won't be easy. Yeah, can't really say no, can I? He studies you for a moment, then ever so slightly, as if not wanting anyone else to see, shakes his head. Alright. What caused this need? This cause is the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, the situation of the Coronis Expanse has changed. I have received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the Von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiavagama. Okay. I'm not fond of the methods used by the Inquisition, but I will assist you in any way I can. Alright. I must also deliver this to you. He pulls out a sealed letter. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of this envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask you to read it as soon as you have the time. Okay. Are we headed to the ship, or do you have still business on Footfall? We're good for now, but you know, one of the things... Yeah, we're good. Man, I'm torn. Like, Heinrichs is a badass. He really is. I almost would rather have Heinrichs than Adira. We'll see, though, long term. Alright, we got a whole bunch of conversations that we're going to have on the Void ship. So. Why is my phone beeping at me? TikTok. My brother must be awake. Yep. I'll check those later. Alright, we got a whole bunch of stuff happening here. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's system is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel. Other than an issue you must be made aware of. Cassie makes a quick nervous gesture, adjusting the dormant over her third eye. I've been studying the records left by the ship's vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double check the route to Dargonis and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the atlas. It has more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out and can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the atlas one after the other and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Okay. We can be certain that problems with the astropathic communication of the Cronus Expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It's swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. That means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate as soon as possible. Janus, Dargonis, and Kiavagama. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step. Alright, Abelard, which world should we deal with first? Alright, Agri World first. And we want to bring supplies back to Footfall. Delaying, however, may cost us Kiavagama. All three systems are equally vital. Alright. Any other issues? Alright. I think this is going to be a bunch of conversations at this point because everybody wants to talk to me. Easier to do it this way. Alright, let's talk to Argenta first. She had something to say.
Greetings.
Okay. Tell me more about the strange words of the cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready.
Finally, some
I would
voiceovers.
ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the sacred warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Yeah, it's a really good game, Seth. I knew going into it that it was going to be fun because I really liked Pathfinder, the 2 Pathfinder games that Owlcat did. But I have been pleasantly surprised. It's a little more complex than I even thought, so it's been really cool. Plus, I didn't know a lot about Warhammer to begin with, so I had to learn a lot. Argenta drops to her knees. Her eyes making the sign of the Aquila. By the way, what is the sign of the Aquila? I don't remember. The 2-headed eagle. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature of the warrant. A seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper, unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. Alright, she's giving a prayer. See, I don't understand. This is one of the, where I get to talk about the quirks again. A minute ago, we had voice dialogue from Argenta. You would think this, being a really important scene with Argenta, would be voiced, and it's not. It's going to drive me nuts every time this happens. I'm not going to read her prayer. Alright, the truth. The truth. I need to tell you the truth of how I ended up on Von Valancius' ship and about the cultists we encountered in Footfall. I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story and you'll see why. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece together everything that way. Okay, I'm going to paraphrase because some of this writing is repetitive. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose, only torment. Welcome to YouTube, John Rhoda. Don't forget everybody who's new here tonight, this morning, not tonight. We are multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so don't forget to check out both channels. Alright, found no purpose, assigned to a safeguard that was already well protected after the time warp, and no one was even trying to defile it. That was when Lady Theodora appeared. She became an agent of divine will. I learned that a planet recently discovered by her scouts, Salus Prime. Okay. Never even heard of it. The planet is used by right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I will explain in due time. Sure. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from ancient legend, the legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. Argenta, the living saint who is my patroness. But the blasphemers could not touch Argenta's ashes or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as the resting place for the saint's remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter, blah blah blah. The religious zealot stuff is hilarious to me. Imagine when I felt this flash of insight come upon me. The world where St. Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend, and suddenly I, myself named after the saint, come across this information. So I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go on a personal pilgrimage. Okay, what happened next? Defeat. The ship's augers failed to detect anything of note during orbital scanning. But I was expecting this. According to legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I was certain I had found the way to the ship, and that's when we were attacked. The words we were heard in the heretic shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please address some lords, the edge of daybreak. Those are the same words as spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. I didn't connect the events at first, until now. What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? Now, if they would have found it on their own anyway. Huh. She says, I doubt it. No one was particularly interested other than Conrad, on the other hand. Ooh. And that's why you didn't trust me before. Excuse me. I saw with my own eyes how members of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the arch enemy. I studied you looking for seeds of corruption or the light of righteousness. Okay. In any event, the route was lost, but now we have a new lead. The data we collected in the cultist shrine. There must be a way to track them down. Will you help me? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we're going to go search down for an ancient planet. With the void ship remains. That ought to be fun. Do I get up early? Yeah. Daily streams, 5:30 a.m. Central and 8 p.m. Central. So I do 2 streams a day. So yeah, I get up 5 a.m. every single day, 365 days a year. All right, next up is, if I'm not mistaken, I think... Oh, I need to read that letter that the... What is that going to be under, I wonder? Other? Notable? Probably notable. Aha! Letter from Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar. May the Emperor's faithful forever remain in the light of his favor. Let me first express my condolences on the tragic death of the most honorable Theodora von Valancius. Nevertheless, I was elated to learn that the warrant of the Rogue Trader had been passed to a worthy and promising heir. Those words are not hollow compliments, but rather the Inquisition's official opinion of your person. As fate would have it, you have taken the reins of the von Valancius dynasty in the hour most dire, when grim portents of dark events to come are surfacing throughout the Coronis expanse. I have been duty-bound to become the first sentinel who sees the approaching threat, and I hereby alert you that it is indeed coming. Our loyalty and resolve will be tested. People such as you and I will become the pillars that will unite the Emperor's frightened children and inspire them to fight back. So I greet you as my dependable ally and assure you of my favor. From now on, you have a trusted friend within the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, and a receptive confidant on whom you can rely. Should the dark times ahead require you to make questionable choices, have no doubt that an incident will be examined in an exceedingly temperate fashion that rules out the most radical forms of judgment. I have faith in the success of our partnership, and thank you for your contribution, both past and future. Alright. Alright, I need to talk to Heinrichs. Where is Heinrichs at? You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission?
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officer's mess.
Tell me more, Heinrichs. Yep. Tell me more. I don't object to you personally, but I found the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent on my side slightly unnerving. Alright. The call to the final dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Cronus Expanse. Okay. He says, I need to meet with one of my observers in the capital worldview domain. Huh. Why would Ordos Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? Initially, our arrival in the Cronus Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I'll be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. Tell me more about the cult. Chaos worshippers. Preaching the end of days, a passing comment to mutant rebellion, onslaught of monsters. The cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune tellers. Finally, they have enough military power. They have 2 ships. Oh, no, hang on, let me reread that. They have enough military power so that the 2 ships we sent after them were later discovered as wreckage. That's not good. After the events of Reich and Menor, I suspect the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. Are you saying that... Are you laying an accusation? This is chaos spread softly, Renfail. The emergence of a cult in one of the rogue traders' planets does not mean the dynasty head of himself is a chaos worshipper, but it should be noted that Theodora von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is in your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself. Uh-huh. Achilles Scalander on Darganus. Okay. Alright. What else do you need? Deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I will then accompany the surface to determine what the cult is planning. The answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Huh. What do we know about the Drukhari who stole Rikard's son? Yeah, you're just giving me details about who they are. That's fine. But what do we know about them? I don't know why they stole the son. Okay. I can only say that there is no alliance between the cult and the Final Dawn of the Xenos. It's only simply impossible. Alright, we're going to run a risk of running into more Chaos Space Marines. Yep. Alright. Thank you for reporting. He says you may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I am here to help you fight against the foes you may not be aware of. Alright. Well, he's a little bit zealotous, but it is what it is. Oh, it didn't automatically send me back to the bridge? Boo. Alright, I'll be back in a moment.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Shireen. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Shireen. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Alright. Tell me about the dark side of the Cronus Expanse.
The dark side is the real Coronis Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
Tell me about the cold trade.
It really is simple, Shireen. The Kasbalika runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about Xeno artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Kasbalikan agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Coronis Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman.
Tell me more about the Kasbalika. Kasbalika?
An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path, and you risk making enemies all over the Coronis Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Kasbalikan. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Kasbalikan can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Kasbalika is generous to its customers. If you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case...
Persuasion test succeeded. Scum, rotten filth, rats. It is almost as if Jay's mask briefly slipped as she started using words that have no place in the vocabulary of someone from the upper strata of the Imperium. So how did you become a Kasbalikan agent?
It's not hard to do on Footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Kasbalika to take notice. I quickly settled on Footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty.
Are you one of the robber barons?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and a mastermind of the Kasbalika.
Alright, tell me more about Footfall.
Dynastiers drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Kasbalika, and dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content. Why not?
Alright, let's talk about something else. Keep using words I don't know, like calling me Shireen.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Coronis Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly commoners our base passions and desires. Take Agi, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Agi means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmak. It means fool and little brother, and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen is Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
You don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium. The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
Thank you for sharing.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
So what did you wish to discuss?
Oh, Shireen, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Let's go find out what she's got in mind. Oh, this time it put me behind my desk, so I'm gonna need to turn the camera around. Well, I guess it's meant to be like this, but the camera's kind of wonky. There we go. The Exalted One himself brought us together the day you crossed Vladim's threshold. He led us to cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what my people in my world would say when such a thing happens? What gained is to be shared with your neighbor. She pointed to the containers in front of her. One contains a polished Alderi rifle, a rare model, and the other holds an ornate sword. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck friendship. A truly wonderful gift. I accept with gratitude. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos mastery of their craft. She likes to curl her fingers in her hair a lot, apparently. So the matter I wanted to discuss with you is related to my business. You know I sell Xeno artifacts to interested Imperial subjects and Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is well, but my network runs without my participation and I want to expand. But I hit a wall. Rivals, envious of my success. Falco especially. I'm certain the theft of the cargo is his doing. Alright. Go on. Can you put in a good word with me as a servant to the Adeptus Administratum? I could become official trade representatives of Imperium. It will cost you precisely nothing. All you have to do is step by the Administrative Palace and obtain a certificate for the Master of Seals on Dargonas. Sure. I couldn't find a better business partner in all the expanse. Friendship is a gift, and we must cherish it. Okay. You merely need to use the right words like a key for a lock and people will open their hearts to you. Or their wallets. I will arrange everything, you merely have to ask. Oh! I think somebody's at the door. Hang on. Come on, Pippin. Come here. You can come in here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Oh, you're all wet, honey. Where'd you go? Come here. Yes, you're all wet. Oh, yes. Yeah. Meow. She doesn't like to be held very often, but she does love to cuddle. But she's all wet. She came in just a few minutes ago. It was still raining outside. You ready to go back out? Go on, honey. Apparently it started raining. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. Alright, let's see here. You'll have no complaints about our friendship, Shireen. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to put my beanie on, I think. Alright. Let's get cooperation with the Kazbilica. Alright. I think that's all the conversations we need to have, if I'm not mistaken. Unless she has any follow-ups.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen?
Ah, you must forgive my prying, but has the esteemed princess's heart been claimed by some lucky fellow?
Or lucky lady, you mean? My heart has been coveted by proud men with hard eyes, gentle maidens with sensual voices, imperious lords and fierce leaders of void brigands. Only rogue traders have not yet featured among Jai Hedari's intimate friends. Why do you ask, Shireen?
I need to know who I must kill to rid myself of a rival. I would like to spend more time together.
Oh, Shireen. With a few words, you have managed to make my heart flutter like a songbird caught in the snare of a skilled hunter. You enjoy being with me. Perhaps you even find me amusing? Every girl dreams of hearing that she will make a fine toy and a worthy diversion.
I just need to know who I need to kill to rid myself of a rival.
Oh, you ruthless, cruel creature. Would you really kill a person purely out of jealousy?
Oh, she's definitely sarcastic. That's awesome.
Or 3 people?
Good writing.
Rogue traders are a fearsome breed. My heart trembles to witness it. How fortunate then that you will not have to spill the blood of any lovesick innocent, for none has any rightful claim on me. If you are not simply amusing yourself by toying with my feelings, then why not give it a try? Go on. Or, wait. You haven't yet asked how I feel about being your romantic partner. Ask soon.
So this is it's a lot different than other games. Usually, you know, you have to actually go through a process, and they're getting right to the dialogue here. Drop to one knee. My dazzling one, can I trust that you hold in your heart at least the smallest drop of regard for me?
I simply cannot reject so ardent an admirer. To insult such sincere passion would be a wicked act in the eyes of the Exalted One.
How about dinner?
I have no doubt that you are a wonderful conversationalist, Shireen. But if the feelings in your soul have become a fire that is burning you up from within, then you may express them by bestowing a gift upon your humble
So that
self.
give us a quest. Interesting.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
That could be a companion quest. A gift for Jay Hidari. She would be delighted to receive a gift that was worthy of the relationship the two of them share. For Rogue Trader procuring... Okay, all takes companion the high factotum. Oh, so we need to talk to the high factotum. I wish to give Jay a present. You should make the arrangements. Is she not satisfied with stealing our coffles? I apologize. Of course, your lordship, it will be taken care of. What is ever the smuggler's desire? Her own void ship, which I will gladly give her. An acquaintance of mine, a merchant from Footfall, recently had a stroke of bad luck. Now he is forced to auction off his clipper. An excellent ship. I believe it is well within my ability to purchase before any attempt takers. Perfect. Have you ever heard of a ship called the Fiery Reckoning? A void ship of some kind? House von Valansis did indeed sign a contract with the owners of the vessel with a destination Fiery Reckoning. There's records of a ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma, but that's odd. The data log ends there. I beg your pardon, Lordship, but that's the extent of the assistance I can provide you in return in regard to this particular matter. Oh, wow. I didn't know. So, this is where you can hire mercenaries, I guess. So I wish to bolster my retinue with skilled fighters. Oh, so they have one that you can hire right out of the gate. Where's my notebook? I need to make some notes here. I'm doing good, Jack, thanks. I'm sitting down for a second, guys. I gotta jot some notes down. And I'm assuming that you can retrain. Okay. Factotum. Didn't realize you could do that. That's really cool. What else? Order shipping and transportation of goods. So those are all the merchants I've already met. I haven't met the Imperial Navy. So it takes me straight to these. That's cool. I feel like that's a whole series of quick tip videos that I could make right there with just the high factotum. All right. So that's everything we need to do with him. Now, did it automatically update, or is this gonna update
May
later?
the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Sherry? Is there a sweeter subject in the universe to discuss, Sherry? You have my full attention. Hush, Sherry. Let's not scare off the wonderful feeling that weaves a pattern of passion between us in silken thread. Soon. Ask the rose if it likes to receive the kisses of the... Then let us both be silent together.
All right.
Oh, I haven't...
Perfect. All right, so that's everything we need to do with her, and I learned some important information about the high factotum, which I didn't know before. So I can use him to work on some little tidbit snippets. Sweet. I don't think there's any more conversations I need. I think everything else is going to be tracking down... And I think we need to do, because we don't have a contract. We don't. But I'm pretty sure we want to go to the agricultural planet first. Oh, you know, one thing I should do? I have new party members now. So let's make sure that I have the right people in the right job. Yep, that'll work. Okay. We'll check the void map. Lord Catherine wants somewhere within reach of the Von Valancia's protector. Our utmost urgency is restoring communications with your planets, bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards. Developing colonies, claiming new territories, and establishing trade links, all is now your privilege and your burden. Oh, we have so many things we need to do. How do you... How do you go beyond? I don't know. What is the Drusus's blessing? I believe the flagship Drusus Blessings within a small escort dead ahead. Requested direct Vox channel. I'm honored to speak the Rogue Trader of House Von Valancius. I'm a free charter of the Butchered Fleet. How can I be of service? What's your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes. Ooh. Ooh. Let's take a look at your catalog of components. So this is ship stuff. Oh, so I'm definitely going to want to get my faction up with this guy because he's got better... ship components. Oh, and I got that weapon she gave me. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. All right, let's hide untradeable. I don't have any suitable cargo that he wants. But this is the Imperial Navy guy. This is the last one I was missing. Well, let's buy these two things. Yep. Unfortunately, he doesn't want any of the goods that I have, so... They want Void Necron trophies. Alright. Well, first and foremost, I can't use that weapon? Why not? Must not have features. Do I not have lasgun? Surely I have lasgun. It says prerequisites. Features. The Children of Asuran. Do I need to take that? I guess that's the... It's in reds. That must be the feature I don't have. Where the heck is that feature at, I wonder? Can't use the sword either. That's a nice sword. Alright. Well, let's go to the ship, because I can... Oh yeah, that's way better. Alright, so I got tiny upgrades for my ship with those. That's cool. Alright, well we've got two things we can explore here. What I don't know is how to... I don't know how to actually get to the next map. So maybe we... Oh, it's probably this. Map of the Coronis Expanse. Ah, herp derp. Okay, so this is Verbundus warp routes. Travel between systems is fraught with mortal peril and takes place in another dimension known as the warp. Only a navigator can plot a course through the warp to the other star systems. Click the circle on the bottom of the screen to have the ship's navigator chart new routes to the systems you have selected. To initiate travel, click the left mouse button on the system and press the warp travel button. A route's color is an indication of its danger level. Green routes are the safest, yellow are unpredictable, orange denote high probability of the ship coming under attack, red are a sure sign the ship will be assaulted by hostile forces. The ship's navigator can make a route safer by spending points of a navigator's insight, which can be acquired by discovering and scanning new systems throughout the Coronis Expanse. Hell yeah! This is the Cauldron. Oh my god, this map is huge. These are the known star systems. So how would I pick something? I would say chart new routes. Oh, that's cool. Standard scanning could not reveal a route to the selected system, but you could still get there by spending points of Navigator's Insight to plot a guaranteed direct path. Click LMB on the system and use Navigators. Well, that's assuming I want to go to another place. Okay. That's really cool. I like the way this map looks. It's really groovy. Alright. Well, I know what I need to do now, everybody, so that's going to be perfect. Alright, thanks, Jack. Alright, everybody, that's going to be a wrap for this morning. I got to go get stuff done. Don't forget, daily streams, 5:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central. Multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Day-to-day stuff happens over on YouTube, which is the main channel. We have multiple guides, reviews, gaming news, other games, playlists, movie reviews, TV shows, and beyond that happen every single day over on YouTube. Generally, we have a video coming out every hour, every couple of hours throughout the day, from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. in between the streams. Don't forget the Discord. Tonight, we're going to be playing World of Warcraft. And we're going to be doing that. Yeah, you know what, Jack? No, I don't need it. I gotta love you spammers, though. You guys keep trying. It's really hilarious. Thanks for hanging out, though. We'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. Central. We're doing World of Warcraft this evening with our guild. We're doing dungeon runs tonight, and then Saturday night is going to be our first raid as a guild since we formed up a few weeks ago. We're going to be doing Vault of the Incarnate, which is the first raid at the end of the main Dragonflight storyline. So we're going to be doing that. I think we'll stream that as long as there's no storms and the internet's good. But yeah, that's the plan for today and the rest of the week. Stay tuned. Thanks for hanging out this morning, everybody. I'll catch you all tonight for the live stream. Until then, stay safe. Happy gaming.